2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1232. There are tidings of potential intrusion in Cicerate Point 294. Unfortunately, our slow cousins will intersect with the alchemical gnosis in farmyard. To wit, detailed portraiture is required from all musketeers.
Why is there no place to get delicious, authentic Italian around here?
Oh, kid, you got a lot to learn. Go see Tony, he'll set you straight. At Southside Tony's, they got genuine Italian cuisine all the way from the top of the thigh to the tip of the toe. And I always used to say, there ain't enough marinara sauce till you can drown in it. So in Tony's kitchen, if it ain't overflowing, it ain't going. So what's the matter? Get over there, bury yourself in bolognese, pizza, prosciutto, pasta, parmigiano, pick your poison. The city may be gritty, but the baked ziti sure is meaty. So forget your can of circular spaghetti, cause the Romans are alive and well, from the Caesar salad to the mozzarella. Southside Tony's, oof, marron, that tastes good.
Okay.
The following message is transmitted by the Civil Recovery Corps at the request of the Pennsylvania State Police. High numbers of individuals afflicted with neurotropic Pleistocene virus are currently exhibiting extreme aggressive behavior in your area. This event poses significant risk to public order and to personal health and safety. Afflicted persons are extremely dangerous. Avoid all contact with afflicted persons or suspected afflicted persons. Residents are urged to follow posted evacuation guidelines immediately. If unable to travel, residents are advised to shelter in place until further notice. Do not engage afflicted persons. If forced to confront an afflicted person, the National Guard's recommended course of action to overcome the assailant is to remove the head or destroy the brain. This warning is in effect for the following counties: Adams County, Allegheny County, Armstrong County, Beaver County, Bedford County, Berks County, Blair County, Bradford County, Bucks County, Butler County, Cambria County, Cameron County, Carbon County, Center County, Chester County, Clarion County, Clearfield County, Clinton County, Columbia County, Crawford County, Cumberland County, Dauphin County, Delaware County, Elk County, Erie County, Fayette County, Forest County, Franklin County, Fulton County, Greene County, Huntingdon County, Indiana County, Jefferson County, Juniata County, Lackawanna County, Lancaster County, Lawrence County, Lebanon County, Lehigh County, Luzerne County, Lycoming County, McKean County, Mercer County, Mifflin County, Monroe County, Montgomery County, Montour County, Northampton County, Northumberland County, Perry County, Philadelphia County, Pike County, Potter County, Schuylkill County, Snyder County, Somerset County, Sullivan County, Susquehanna County, Tioga County, Union County, Venango County, Warren County, Washington County, Wayne County.
What's your position? Over.
fool Berks County has ever seen. I promise you that. Over. Situation. Can you read? Review. Confirmed. It's not looking good at the museum. I've got a visual on civilians trapped inside. But it sounds like we've got some hostile contacts in there with them. Did that work? Oh yeah. Shit. I'm 1076. I'm a few blocks out. Let's RV. Just sit tight if you can. Don't get yourself in trouble. Anderson. 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 Anderson, come back. Think you're gonna need help with this. What's your ETA? I'm right to you now. Give me 5. Roger, just be careful on the road there. There's a pile-up. Could be anything lurking between the cars. 10-4. I got eyes on that from here. You hear them screaming too? That's a negative. Shit. Go 10-3. I've secured a perimeter around the student center, and we have a unit attempting entry. That's great to hear, Letter 23. Make sure those kids get out safe. Yeah, be advised, we've reached. Civilians inside are looking unharmed. Yeah, mostly, Letter 23, be sure to check over every civilian for bite marks or fresh wounds. Over. Yeah, already underway. Doing what we can. Seems clean so far. Let's hope it stays that way. Spent too much death already, over. No, repeat, you need to check them all. Check them thoroughly. You don't want to miss a bite mark. Copy 815. 1033. We've got a wounded student who is having a seizure. We need a medic. Ladder 23, you can't take any chances. Get out of there or eliminate the threat. I repeat, eliminate the threat. Over. Mark, status. No copy. Over. Threat eliminated. We're moving. Over. Affirmative. We'll meet you outside. Over and out. Got a lot of 10-11s here. What? This? You got dogs? Negative. Sorry, that's 1096. Got away to the 1096. 10-4. Where are the seagulls? You can disregard that engine 16. Over. This is Ranger 2921. They're coming up on us. We got a lot of them here. We're doing our best to keep them at bay, but we're making too much noise and it's bringing the whole neighborhood out. How many? Looking like the world's worst block party. Got a ton of them. Anderson! Damn it. Circling back to you, 2921. I got to the museum, but no sign of Anderson. Copy. Keep searching. You check inside? I'm on it. Over. Any word from the ground of the museum? Over. Negative. We got a team approaching, but sale. Whether it's home defense, survival supplies, or just as much ammunition as your truck can carry. At Tillerson, you get more bang for your buck. And this week, all items at THG are half off. What? When you pay in gold or silver. No matter how you strive to stay alive, Tillerson Hunting Gun's got it all. Tillerson Hunting Gun, 'cause when the going gets tough, the tough get going. To Tillerson's.
The following message is transmitted by the Civil Recovery Corps at the request of the Pennsylvania State Police. High numbers of individuals afflicted with neurotrophic Pleistocene virus are currently exhibiting extreme aggressive behavior in your area. This event poses significant risk to public order and to personal health and safety. Afflicted persons are extremely dangerous. Avoid all contact with afflicted persons or suspected afflicted persons. Residents are urged to follow posted evacuation guidelines immediately. If unable to travel, residents are advised to shelter in place until further notice. Do not engage afflicted persons. If forced to confront an afflicted person, the National Guard's recommended course of action to overcome the assailant is to remove the head or destroy the brain. This warning is in effect for the following counties: Adams County, Allegheny County, Armstrong County, Beaver County, Bedford County, Berks County, Blair County, Bradford County, Bucks County, Butler County, Cambria County, Cameron County, Carbon County, Center County, Chester County, Clarion County, Clearfield County, Clinton County, Columbia County, Crawford County, Cumberland County, Dauphin County.
You are now Beyond the Veil with your host, Len Grover.
And we're back, Beyond the Veil. I'm Len Grover. Our call-in topic today, in case you've just tuned in, is home defense versus evacuation. Listeners, something's been bugging me. The advice, I know, is conflicting depending on who you've been listening to, but the advice from official government sources so far has been to evacuate, to keep on the move, all right? It's all been, don't stick in one spot, make yourself small, be quiet at all times, don't attract attention, get to the evacuation zone, as we just heard, and so on. Only, that's not possible for everybody. There's plenty of good reasons, I think, to go against that advice. Maybe you've got an injured spouse who can't move, or an elderly relative who can't travel. What, are you just gonna up and leave them there? Of course not. Of course you're not. What if you live somewhere, someplace super remote? You got no car, you're out of gas, the roads are blocked, nobody can pick you up. What then? So there's people who, if you will, slip between the cracks of that government advice. I'm not trying to rail on the government here, by the way. Not like I used to. I mean, politics, all that stuff seems kind of silly after the past few weeks. But the government's saying one thing, right? Then we're seeing there's authorities, local authorities out there, who have different advice of their own. You gotta consider your personal situation. There's people out there swearing that it's impossible to travel anywhere. And I think on balance, it's important to listen to all that advice. There might be good reasons based on your local circumstances for different advice to apply where you are. Listen to all the advice and use it to come to your own conclusions. And that's why joining me for today's call-in, we've got two expert guests coming in with me through video call, as those of you watching the live stream will see. Colorado State Patrol Chief Ross Baker and survivalist Joshua Ernest, who has made quite a name for himself over the years online with his videos and tutorials. Chief Baker, let's start with you. It is probably unfairly easy for me to say that the best choice is to shelter in place because I, and you as well, we're pretty safe here in the Rockies, all things considered. For someone who isn't as fortunate as us at this moment, what is actually the best course of action?
Hey Len, thanks for having me on here today. Before we start though, I just wanted to say I've been listening to your show for years now, even before the recent pivot. And on behalf of the Colorado State Police and the Department of Public Safety, I just wanted to say thank you for
staying on the air and broadcasting
during this difficult time. You really are, I think, providing a great service to the public.
Oh, well, thank you. That is just really kind of you to say. Really, I wouldn't know quite what else to do with myself if I wasn't here in the bunker in front of the mic. For better or worse, it's who I am.
Of course, and stewarding public safety is who I am.
And that's why I'm here today. So to answer your question, Len, the best course of action, as a generality, is to evacuate. This isn't a hurricane or a flood. It's much, 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 much worse. Sheltering in place makes sense when we can come and get to you. We, the police, the National Guard, the CRC, right now are not able to get to you. This is not one of those situations. Other than the, frankly, current pretty limited evacuation shuttle setup, we are not in a position to come to you. It just isn't possible. We are asking everyone to do their best to
make their way to the nearest evacuation staging area.
Each person is permitted to bring one bag of personal items. Bring your ID, your papers, medications, prescriptions, only the essentials. Time is of the essence, and we are asking everyone to move as quickly and as safely as possible.
So, the official stance of the Colorado
State Patrol is to evacuate?
Correct. And it's not just the CSP. This is a recommendation coming down straight from the feds, from HERA.
Oh, so this is a federal directive then?
Yes, correct. But that's not the only reason I'm saying evacuate. I wouldn't
be doing my duty to
public safety if I advised
anybody to shelter in place.
Without emergency services able to respond, you're at risk. If you're attacked or if there's a fire, our stance is that by staying put, you're only putting yourself and others in PP. The best course of action for everybody is to evacuate. There are evacuations underway across the country, across the world even. This isn't just us. Everyone is getting the same advice from their local governments, their authorities. Even the UN says the same thing. I've got endless gratitude to the law enforcement, the CRC, and the medical professionals staying behind to help, but
every fourth tick you hear, there's a life-changing auto accident in the continental United States. For every 2 auto accidents, 1 American is injured at work. And on every 3rd workplace injury, 2 people get divorced. But each minute, the law offices of Brad Bullock pay out thousands of dollars to victims of tragedies just like these. Because Brad Bullock spends every second fighting for your rights. Don't wait for disaster to strike. How long are you willing to wait to get what's yours? Call toll-free at 1-800-GO-BRAD-B now for your free consultation.
Personally guaranteeing people who suspect they may have NPV that their medical bills will be covered no matter their insurance status.
Yeah, the HERA and the CRC and all government agencies have been working extremely hard, but we need the people. Any people with medical expertise who can stay put up to this point, we need you to get out there and do your part. It's a fully funded initiative, and the President's office has been very clear on this. We will not be taking back control without you. Not without the help of the American people.
WPNB.
Does the left hand know what the right is doing? Chief Deputy Sheriff Chris DeLagarda of the Berks County Sheriff's Department and Reading Police Chief Tom Ruggieri appear to be at odds in their latest statements, with the RPD continuing to repeat that relocation to evacuation staging areas remains the safest option for Berks County residents, while the Sheriff's Department has today switched to a barricade your home and arm yourselves recommendation, citing the extreme public order breakdown in the area. Ruggieri had this to say.
That's why the recommendation out of the Sheriff's Office today is so dangerous.
we passed the point of deliberation on this. It's not up for debate anymore. Sure, the sheriff, you're right about one thing. Reading is not safe. It is going to get worse before it gets any better. I have to repeat, anyone hearing this, you have to leave your belongings behind and get out now. It's why we diverted the resources we have to helping as many people evacuate as possible. And we're asking them to execute what's becoming an impossible task. Frankly, once they're done with it, I'm going to recommend to my own people that they evacuate themselves too.
Enough is enough, say protest organizers in Allentown after last night's anti-evac march erupted into violent disorder, with an attack by NPV-afflicted individuals resulting in the death or reanimation of dozens of attendees. Following the chaos, lead organizer Jim Brandy, who is now under investigation for felony offenses, including inciting a riot, is promising to come back armed next time. Governor Khan said that the risks of such gatherings should be obvious and that protesters have crossed the line, pledging to put an end to future marches and apprehend the ringleaders.
Because we ain't like them. We don't let the cowards who are running away from all this. This is our home. The Thankful movement is all about standing your ground and not letting the government tell us what to do just because they're scared. We've got rights. It's in the Constitution. It's in there. It says a well-armed militia being necessary to the control of a free state. Well, we are that militia. And you can tell Adam Khan to go kick us out himself if he wants, because we ain't going nowhere. And anyone who tries to make us their traitor in my book.
Ann Wiles, WPNB.
WPNB 103.5, rated Eastern Pennsylvania's #1 news station for 2028.
Emergency Response Agency reports a mandatory evacuation order for all people in the state of Maine. This is not a drill. You are in danger. You must evacuate immediately. Cat-avoid attackers are found in high numbers across the state of Maine. Cat-avoid attackers are extremely dangerous. Destruction is widespread. You are in danger. You must evacuate immediately. Evacuation is mandatory. Locate your nearest active evacuation staging area and travel there immediately. Prepare for violent conflict with cat-avoid attackers. Arm yourself before travel. Cat-avoid attackers are extremely dangerous. You are in danger. You must evacuate immediately. Evacuation is mandatory. This is not a drill.
The drama.
My lord, you must understand, we haven't the resources to continue this conflict.
Enough! Silence! We attack at dawn!
My lord, the Tenopsians are here!
The intrigue.
What news, Master Jailer?
Oh, it's nothing really, a trifling matter. Well, that is to say, the prisoners, they've escaped.
Have been played.
We're sneaky, we get one of our gold silver and then we sneak out. Anyway, the money's not for us, it's for the peasants. The betrayals.
We must arrange an accident for my husband.
I'll make them pay. Oh, yes, they'll all pay.
Traitors, get down! And the retribution.
I fear my friend, for I still have your head.
See it all in The Spies of Lionspire.
I heard you all was looking for some fresh soldiers.
King Alfonso rolls in his grave. Stream the latest season now. Only on Flasso.
Your advice. There's been a lot of competing information out there about these afflicted persons, the cadaveroids, the dead.
Well,
there's different information about them and how best to deal with them. Some of it's, conflicting and contradictory. I mean, you heard me just there. There's not even agreement on what to call them. So having a reputable and experienced source of advice might provide some clarity. Bust through the sea of misinformation, if you will.
Sure, well, to start, I served with the United States Army for 33 years. I served with the 1st Infantry before joining Special Forces. I served in Bosnia, Iraq, Afghanistan, and a whole lot of other places I can't talk about. I have seen my share of shit. Can I say that?
Yeah, that's okay today. It's okay.
Alright, so I've seen my share of horrible things, and I've made it through some incredibly difficult situations, and that is all thanks to my training. I served my country because I care about the American people, and even though I'm retired now, I'm here in Iceland doing my part and talking to you because the soldier's sense of duty never stops. I want to help as many people, as many of you as I possibly can.
And you know, we're grateful for that. I can assure you. But basics here. What's your understanding of what they actually are? What's an afflicted person or a cadaveroid or whatever? And are they alive?
That is a fair question to ask, and of course, I'm no scientist, but right off the bat, I want to make it clear. No, they are not alive. If it comes down to you or them, you should never feel bad about what you need to do to stay alive. You are human. They are not.
I think that's a reassuring thing for people to know.
A split second of doubt or second guessing will get you killed.
The hesitation.
Yes, exactly. Do not hesitate. These are not people. They are not your friends or family. Not anymore. Those people are dead.
So what? What are they? They're kind of just puppets, you're saying?
That is one way of putting it, yes. They are desecrating their bodies with one purpose. To spread the virus.
It's a terrifying thought. But as you said, nothing's going on inside there, so nobody should feel bad for doing what needs to be done.
No, your survival is paramount. Do not feel guilty. Do not hesitate.
So, how, then, should someone deal with an afflicted person if they're face-to-face with one?
Well, first off, let's call these things what they are. Zombies. They are, in the textbook definition, zombies. There's no reason to beat around the bush. And it isn't a matter of if you are confronted, because you will be, I guarantee it. It is a matter of how many and how prepared you will be for when it happens.
Right, of course. It's been a while since I read a zombie textbook. So in that case, what's the best way to be prepared?
You need to be armed at all times. I don't necessarily mean with a gun, although that helps, but anything you can use to protect yourself that you can easily carry on you or keep with you at all times. Personally, I recommend a blunt object like a hammer. They are easy to carry, they double as a useful tool, and you are a lot less likely to accidentally injure yourself with a blunt object. They're also a lot less likely to get stuck in a target.
Provided you're using the right end.
If it is a claw hammer, yes, and you should keep that hammer with you at all times. But if possible, you're going to want a longer weapon. Something that helps create some distance between you and the threat, because they're going to be scratching, clawing, biting at you. You don't want to give them the opportunity to get close enough to do that. And then, when you have your weapon, you want to strike your target as quickly and with as much force as possible. You want to minimize the amount of required strikes to take down the threat. The most important piece of information I can provide here is that the best way to dispatch a zombie is by removing the head or destroying the brain.
Remove the head, destroy the brain.
Well, not to put too fine a point on it, but it's like how when a ship's sinking, you know, the Titanic. The crew only got into their lifeboats after they helped the passengers get to safety.
Alright, so how much space exactly is there on Guam? Because it seems like they're making a whole lot of refugees, and the U.S. only has so many tropical vacation destinations they can repurpose here. What if they run out of coconuts?
Well, it's not just Guam that the relocation efforts are working with.
Yes, right. Well, there's Iceland too, but how many places are there to evacuate to, really? And how feasible is it to evacuate so many people?
Well, look, I mean, I'm not an expert in logistics. I don't know the ins and outs of the temporary exit plan, but so far they've been able to get folks to safety in a reasonable time frame.
I see. All right. Well, I reckon we've kept you quiet long enough, and I can see you're itching to say something there, Josh. What's your opinion?
Yeah, hi, Lynn. Chief, it's Josh. You what, by the way? Look, guys, listen. Come on. Lynn, there's people out there tuning into this crap who's just gonna... Well, I'm sorry, they're just gonna be laughing at you both, really.
Oh, come on. You don't have to go straight into
No, I'm sorry. Give me a minute. They're dealing with, or they've already dealt with, this stuff. It's absolutely freakish. But they're gonna be scared out of their wits, and the government advice won't apply. And they got nowhere to go, or no way to go where they want to. So they're gonna stay put. They just don't know how to make staying put safe. And that's why they're scared, see? They don't need to be. We got no reason to be scared. I've been out there helping people shore their homes up, help their neighbors, pool resources, turning their house into a fortress. Can't withstand a goddamn invasion. Now, this ain't War of the Worlds, you understand. This is something we can win easily. Do you even know how dumb these undeads are? I mean, I seen them live, right? They don't even think. You set a trap like I've been doing, and they're gonna walk just straight into it. Bear trap, spot trap. I even got a cage trap rig guide on my channel. That's just perfect for this kind of thing.
Okay, well, just wait a minute.
Another thing. See, for me, my home is my castle. My family, they're the knights defending the castle because we're prepared. We got chivalry. We're trained, and we always knew this was coming.
You knew people are gonna start eating each other, or?
Listen to me. If you weren't prepared, there's still things you can do. Okay, I cover all of this on my channel. It's all there. See, right now, my home, I've got this real complex system of alarms, traps, Rube Goldberg style setup. We got all kinds of lethal, non-lethal, explosions.
I want your listeners to know that in my capacity as a member of the Department of Public Safety, I cannot endorse this advice at all. This is reckless. It is dangerous. It's illegal. And it could get people killed. I just want the public to know that.
Come on, man. Know that what? That they're plenty capable of defending their own homes? That they can do this themselves? That Americans been doing this since 1776? That they don't need any government telling them how to wipe their own behinds? And I'm sorry, I must be confused. Are we in Guam right now? I thought this was America. In America, we got an entrepreneurialized spirit. We lift ourselves up by our bootstraps in this country. We are the masters of our own fates. And frankly, I ain't never listened to no two-bit liberal lawman wannabe before, and I ain't about to start now with this jackass.
Gentlemen, please, let's try and be civil here.
Oh, sure. Let's all be civil. Let's all hop on the next government tour ride to Hawaii and Easter Island and the Virginia Islands and drink out of coconuts till we try. Sounds real good.
The Virgin Islands? I don't think they're sending anybody.
Well, whatever godforsaken shipwreck shithole they're sending folks to now. You go there and hide like a bunch of babies. No, like a cowardly field mice. Yeah.
Hey, the Department of Defense and our international partners, they've spared no expense to try and provide safe haven to anyone who's evacuated. It's not cheap, you know. They're not doing it for fun, and I don't consider evacuation to be cowardly or hiding. I consider it to be humanitarian. I consider it surviving. It's not convenient, sure, but your safety, public safety, that comes first. That's reality, no matter what some content creator thinks.
Okay, fellas, look, there's definitely some interesting perspectives at play here, and I can see the value in both points of view. But why don't we simmer down a sec, open this issue up to our callers and see if we can apply our combined knowledge to help somebody out of a sticky situation out there.
Come on.
This is WPNB Live News Radio, 103.5. Tony O'Beal bringing the latest news from across Berks County and eastern Pennsylvania.
This is Ann Wiles. Tony O'Beal is out. Panicked reaction reactions throughout Berks County today as missing members of a research team from the National Institute for Disease Control were found reanimated as cadaveroids in a wooded area north of Kirbyville, close to the Lake Ontalani Trail. The cadaveroids are said to have been hyper-aggressive, even for the undead. A spokesman from the Reading Police Department said authorities suffered numerous losses themselves in neutralizing the resurfaced team and had significant trouble telling the researchers apart, in spite of their NIDC personal protective equipment and ID tags found on the scene.
No, it was horrible. And I know none of these zombies are pretty to look at. They were like crazily messed up, man. I'm talking monsters. And I just got the out of there. Thank God that I ran into the cops when I did, because it just goes to show you, if it could happen to them, it could happen to kids. 103.5.
The refrain, remove the head or destroy the brain, may be being yelled from rooftops across the United States, but the latest knowledge suggests the act of yelling itself may be even more ill-advised than previously believed. Developing understanding of cadaveroid behavior and physiology indicates that attackers may be able to see and hear almost as well, if not better, than living humans. Dr. Hans Bader of the Paul Ehrlich Institute in Germany said this on the matter.
And of course, an animal does not take time to feel sad for its food, just as a virus does not have regard for any purpose other than to spread. So our belief, or working theory, is that while the cadaveroids clearly are not acting as a nervous system, a glial system functions in the same manner as you or I would, they are so very single-minded in their pursuit, seemingly of living, that they effectively block out the senses irrelevant to this goal. In much the same way, for example, a sightless person will rely on acoustic impressions more and become better at hearing. The cadaveroid sense of sight and smell is also effectively sharpened by this very singular focus. And ignoring all the senses which do not contribute, such as touch and taste, the disabling of useless senses manifests as a cold indifference and the malicious nature which takes hold.
The Philadelphia Regional Port Authority has announced an immediate stop to all imports from shipping lanes entering via the Port of Philadelphia over safety concerns following the terrible violent tragedy believed to be related to infected crew members from a vessel originating in Southeast Asia, which left over 200 people dead and many more injured. Consumer groups have expressed serious concern over the move, highlighting that the shipping lane is not only an important source of oil used in the region, but also of fresh fruit, vegetables, and even needed medications, including chemicals required to manufacture phalanx pills.
We've now got a situation where not only are people not going to be getting what they need to survive or evacuate, and where we'll be running out of gas and fresh food before long, but there's hundreds of crew who are en route that are now stranded on the Delaware, are now forced to divert. Crude oil tankers have a few dozen crew apiece, and they're just starving out there. If they're too close to Philadelphia after the port closure, and they were planning to refuel here, there's no way for them to return to their port of origin.
103.5.
Is your pet the canary in the coal mine? The latest reports from across the local area appear to corroborate claims that common breeds of dog and house cat may be able to detect when NPV in a person's bloodstream will turn them into a cadaveroid before the person even becomes symptomatic. Local veterinarian Lisa Gantz shares her experience.
We've been saying this for weeks now. People were coming in telling us their dog's acting weird, growling or whatever, or their cats hissing at them and hiding from them. And the next thing you hear that person's just eating their family.
This is Ann Wiles with WPNB 103.5.
WPNB News Radio, live and local. Your number one station for PA headlines, 103.5.
And I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure exactly what the problem was. Maybe somebody jamming us, but I have no idea why. It's been really strange, but I can tell you the problem wasn't on our end. I don't know who out there would regard what we're doing as troublesome right now. And that's what baffles me. For anyone
just tuning in, we're running off a backup right now because somebody, God knows who, knocked us off the air. Straight off the air. And it's been like no kind of broadcast malfunction I've ever seen. The transmitters and everything else just went belly up. It's like somebody flipped a switch to kill us. And why? I'd argue we're basically a public service at this point. I'd argue. We're a lifeline, I think, for our callers and for listeners. Because what are people supposed to do? They can't get through to emergency services. There's no, government phone number to call, at least not one with a human on the other end, or one that isn't all jammed up and kind of unreachable. Police stations across the country are going dark. The Army, the National Guard, who knows where they are? There's hardly any national radio stations still broadcasting even. We're just lucky to be running this thing from our secure bunker here. So there's people out there dealing with situations that the official guidelines don't cover. And that's a lot of people with nowhere else to turn. What do you think they do? They call us. They call us. They call us and we do our best for them, and more often than not, we save lives, period. End of sentence, end of paragraph. So I'm going to sound paranoid here, but it seems to me somebody killed our link because they want us off the air. Who? Who the heck would want us off the air? Though maybe it was a so-called afflicted person down the street who stepped on the wrong wire or something and killed our show for a minute. Who knows? But anyway, yes, we are back, running off a backup system, as I said before, so I apologize in advance for any audio weirdness on your end. Listeners. But we are live. You're tuned into Beyond the Veil with me, Len Grover. AM, FM, digital, streaming. We're open for calls as usual. The number to call is 303-555-VEIL. That's Veil with an E. So 8345. The topic today is, of course, our unfolding national, global emergency. How are you dealing with it? Do you need advice on how to hide yourself, protect yourself, or get out of a dangerous situation, or deal with a friend or relative who's passed, or sick, or turned? Do you have questions not covered by government advice, like are you not sure about the specific makeup of a good barricade? There's so much missing in the government and the CRC's obviously hastily assembled warnings and guidelines. Me and the team of experts here are here to help. And alright, let's see. I can already see my little switchboard lit up again. Here, alright caller, you're on the air.
Hi.
Yes sir, who am I speaking with?
My name is Mike.
Good to meet you, Mike. Hey, just real quick, we just had some broadcast shenanigans on my end. How do I sound to you? Any interference or?
Yeah, you sound great to me.
You can't really speak at the moment, Mike, or?
Listen, I work at Leroy's.
The supermarket.
Yeah, nobody shut the door. One day, I had the keys, so I locked all the doors. The highway was all jammed up, so I couldn't really leave, and this whole place was deserted. And the building is just like a square shape, so I figured easier place to hold up than at home.
Right. But better stock too, I bet.
Right, yeah, exactly.
But let me ask you, what's the problem there?
Well, the thing is, I guess it wasn't so deserted. And
Somebody's there with you? Mike? Mike, if it's one of them, Mike, and get yourself low to the ground. Maybe you can apologize in advance between the shelves, or?
I'm okay. It's just, there's somebody in the bathroom and it sounds like they're trashing the place.
Okay, well, is it locked or what?
I don't think so.
And is it just one of them in there?
Yeah.
Alright, look, you've got a tough situation there, Mike. Let's see here. A few things come to mind. From what we know, they're stimulated by noise, right? So you're not going to want your buddy there hooting and hollering and making a racket in the restroom. That's just going to attract more of them.
Right.
And second, you're in a store, a supermarket. I'd say the second danger right now is the people you've got to worry about. Living, human people. Because once they're out of food at home and they start getting real hungry, the danger out there starts looking less relevant. And when they're out of hope and out of food, guess where they're going next? I'd ask you to keep your language PC, but I think the FCC is the last of our worries right now. Hey, maybe it was them who knocked us off the air. Anyway, Mike, first order of business, arm yourself. Is there anything you can arm yourself with there, Mike? Anything long, strong, give you plenty of reach, sturdy and blunt, or sharp?
Well, there's like yard rakes, I guess, in the outdoor aisle.
Better than nothing. That's a start. Here's what I do, Mike. Get yourself a rake. Now, make sure you keep low, keep it down, keep quiet, pipe down, and make it a priority to deal with your pal in the bathroom there before the whole neighborhood decides to get groceries. Because you're going to be top of their shopping list.
Right.
You got this, Mike. And remember, one of the better pieces of advice from the CRC that we've seen to be true has been this. Remove the head or destroy the brain. That's your target. You and your rake. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
All right, good luck to you, Mike. Remember, there's an evacuation order if you can get out of there and travel safely, and be sure to check in with us on some downtime after you get clear. You call our number. It's not just me. We got a whole team ready to offer you advice, tailored advice, all right? Next caller, you're beyond the...
Live News Radio, WPNB 103.5. Headlines from Eastern Pennsylvania. On the Hour with Tony O'Beal.
Hi, I'm Ann Wiles filling in. Tony is out today. Only 2 weeks into the ongoing undead disaster, the future of the state remains confused and uncertain. Berks County Sheriff's Department today is recommending continued vigilance in spite of largely stabilized power across cities in the eastern part of the state. Chief Deputy Sheriff Krista Lagarda had this to say.
Of course, I applaud the efforts of the CRC to restore power to the grid, but we simply don't understand enough about the behavior or the nature yet of the assailants to give appropriate safety recommendations. Our community can't function safely without light in the evenings, but we don't know if they're attracted to the same light, for instance. Anyone who says that they have the answers is just speculating at this point.
Evacuation mandates from both HERA and the governor's office remain in effect across Pennsylvania and the Philadelphia tri-state area, with spokespeople saying they expect them to continue indefinitely, but the ensuing rush has left many stranded in their vehicles or abandoning them altogether, worsening the continued gridlock wall-to-wall along the I-76 and I-78.
Yeah. There was people driving in the median, and on that joint there, the shoulder. And they wasn't going slow, neither. And then there was people walking and running around on there. They had to freaking jump in the water to dodge all the cars. I swear, I even saw people, I thought they was passed out, but there was bodies just lying there in the road. And the cars was driving right over them. It was fucking crazy. 103.5.
Concerns have been raised for sick and elderly citizens in the face of the worsening food crisis. Between so-called preppers hoarding food and government agencies unable to deliver relief in a timely manner, humanitarian aid organizations are urging politicians to deploy military and emergency services in order to deliver life-saving supplies where they're needed most. Governor Adam Kahn contended in a heated press conference that resources are already stretched too thin.
Listen, I promise you we're doing all we can. And yes, to answer your previous question, those people, just like everyone else in the Commonwealth, they are a priority and we will get to them. But our emergency service resources are already beyond breaking point. And I'm telling you, not only are they working around the clock, but they actively under attack wherever they go. You can only imagine how much more difficult their jobs are right now.
The nightly Respect for Responders event, in which remaining local residents assembled in the streets of Reading neighborhoods to applaud the efforts of Pennsylvania CRC responders, has been called off, citing concerns that noise from the gatherings was attracting increased cadaveroid activity.
I mean, it is ridiculous. It goes against all the official advice and everything. You have to... you say to yourself, whose idea even was this? Just compensate the people properly. Hazard pay. Whatever. But no, they have to go out and yell and clap for 10 minutes. Now my whole street's in lockdown. Thanks.
This was Ann Wiles with WPNB 103.5.
News, weather, award-winning radio. WPNB 103.5.
Caller number, it's not just me, we got a whole team ready to offer you advice, tailored advice, all right? Next caller, you're beyond the veil.
Hello, Len.
Hello.
It's Sly.
Oh, Sly, it's sensational to hear from you. I believe we spoke before?
That's right.
And you were in a little trouble then, right? You got away from that, of course, and we wouldn't be speaking right now.
Yeah, I mean, if we hadn't called when we did, I don't even want to think about that. But yeah, we all made it out. And you were right. We moved at the right time. We couldn't stay put, and we don't want to evacuate because we got people out there. Family who can't leave. We got to find them. We're not leaving till we get to New York and we find them. Even though we're only a couple weeks into this whole zombie thing, a lot of people have died or changed already. And Kate and my brother and sister, you remember, Kate and Jen, they're still with me. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's been hairy here.
Remind me, where are you located?
Near Minneapolis, at the moment.
Oh, man. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the Midwest right now. Seems like a real no man's land. America's graveyard, they're saying.
Yeah, right? Sure feels like it. I mean, that's kind of what we're calling for. That's what we want to know. Is there anywhere on our route that's not one big graveyard right now?
I can't say with certainty. Things are changing out there by the minute, it feels like. Cities in general seem to be doing worse. Rural places a little better. Seems okay here at the moment in Colorado. And you're in Minneapolis right now, and you came from?
Well, before when we spoke, we were in St. Cloud, and it's bad there, man. That's why we came via this way, you know? We heard things were more under control down here around their evacuation staging area.
And I guess it was more under control, but by the time you got there...
Exactly, yep. Took us 3 days, almost, all in all. And it seems almost as bad here as where we just came from. The staging area thing they had, it's just gone, man. My brother Jet, he was saying, and I think he's right, it's like they move faster than we do. Like, aren't they dead? How's that even possible?
Yeah, well, I think I can speak to that. It seems like they can be faster than us, but not necessarily because they are faster, but because they're non-stop. Just relentless, you can cover a lot of ground when you don't have to stop and take a breath or to sleep or use the bathroom.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of what you were getting at before. So that's why we followed your advice. We couldn't shelter in place, and we got people who need our help. So, we tooled ourselves up and hit the road. And we're surviving.
Well, of course, I'm glad to hear that, Sly.
Very glad to hear that indeed.
You did the right thing. If you're in a location and your position becomes untenable, all you can do is prepare yourself as well as possible for the unknown. Just, be smart about this. You've made quite a journey there already, but don't take any unnecessary risks. My opinion here on this show, I'm not convinced that any kind of rescue is realistic, or certainly that getting people to the evacuation spots is realistic. At least not in good time, but I think that But I think that we're also, we're not quite at the point yet where we're equipped or informed enough to exactly form militias and head out to take back the streets, in spite of whatever the CRC is doing.
Right, gotcha. Well then, I guess I just wanted to say thanks, Len.
Of course,
anytime. And, be sure to keep in touch with us here. We're interested in how your journey goes, where the road takes you, and how you get on. Official reports are patchy, as you've seen. So people calling to let us know how particular areas are, especially people traveling like you, who know how one place is doing in comparison to another. You're our ears and eyes out there. So stay safe and be sure to check in again. You're on the way to New York. So where are you headed next?
You know, we're not quite sure yet. East, for sure. We got a choice between the Michigan route or down to Illinois.
Sly, I avoid Chicago. Any major population centers, just keep away from those. Michigan might be the safer bet, as long as you're dressed for the weather up there. Probably stay away from Canadian border crossings in Michigan, Sly, and anywhere a lot of people might have gathered.
Thank you. We'll keep you posted.
All right, Sly. Good luck to you and yours. Love to the family. We'll be thinking of you. Okay, next caller. You're beyond the All right, let's go to the phones. Our first caller is Barbara. Barbara, you're beyond the veil, and we're talking about home defense versus evacuation with Chief Baker and Joshua Ernest. Go ahead.
Am I on?
Yes, you are, Barbara. What's happening there? Do you have a question for our guests?
Hi, Len. Hello. Yes, so I'm getting on a little bit. I have these mobility issues, and you know, I can't really travel, but where I live, just outside Evans City, here in Pennsylvania, in my neighborhood it's okay, but the whole city, you know, that whole place has just gone topsy-turvy. And my husband, well, he's older than me, and he's done his best to batten down the hatches, so to say, just in case.
Right.
Has he set up any traps? Any booby traps at the entrance yet? Back door, windows?
No, I don't, let me check. Bill, do we have any trap sets? No, traps. No, we don't.
Barbara, listen to me. They're like animals, alright? And once they know that you're in there, they're gonna try to get in through any way they can. They have the training they can, so you and your man here, you have to do everything you can to identify entrances or vulnerabilities that can make their way into the entrance, alright? And make the attempt dead, okay? And you can get started pretty easily on this. I got a video on this. You can get started with some wire, a shotgun, loaded, of course, some fish tape, a bell.
Barbara, this is Chief Ross Baker here. If you and your husband, Bill P., was it?
Excuse me?
Bill, your husband's name.
Oh, sorry, Bill. Yes, Bill. We've been married 42 years this April. We were planning...
Barbara, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm telling you, if you and Bill stay there much longer, you're going to be in real trouble. You need to leave now. With all due respect to Mr. Ernest here, if you listen to his advice, you and your husband probably aren't going to make it.
I'm going to have to agree with Ross on this one. I've just checked the latest reports for your area there, Barbara, and I don't want to alarm you, unduly, but if I were you, I'd be doing everything I can right now to get someplace safe.
Well, it's hard, Len. I hear what you're saying, but I'm having a hard time getting about, and we're not directly in the city itself here. Around our neighborhood, it just doesn't seem as bad as all that.
Barbara, I don't want to pry or anything, but are you immobile? I mean, in what way are you impaired?
Well, let's see. There's the arthritis, osteoporosis, lumbago, my hip. I use a special skin cream.
But you could drive, right?
Well, I don't like to, but I suppose so, yes. Usually Bill, he does most of the driving. Oh, he's an excellent driver.
Well, that's perfect. Let me tell you, a vehicle can be modified into the ultimate weapon of destruction.
Barbara, as soon as you can, you make sure it's safe. Round up Bill and get straight to your car there. Don't bother packing for a trip, just the essentials, if anything. But from what I'm seeing, you do not want to stick around your area a moment longer than you have to, okay? The nearest evacuation staging area to you is at Pittsburgh International Airport. Do you think you'll be able to get out that way?
Pittsburgh? Oh, gosh. No, we've not been there in years. The people are so busy. It's too...
Barbara, is everything all right?
If you can hear me, Barbara, get out of there now. They're coming to get you, Barbara. You need to go.
Barbara? Oh, man.
Hello?
Barbara.
Howdy, Barb.
Oh, hello. So, somebody was trying to get in the back door. We told them to buzz off, but they weren't listening, and, my husband, Bill, he's still so strong. Bless his heart. He used the axe. The axe we keep for the firewood. We got it, 30 years ago now. Bill keeps it in great condition. I think it's on its 5th handle. Ash, he said, this one is. Or was he saying axe? It's a lovely, lovely axe. It's, made quite a mess, though.
Barbara, I think all of us here are in agreement that you and Bill are not safe in your home anymore. And mobility issues or no, you need to do whatever you can to leave now before more of them show up.
Yes, you're right. My sister has a farm upstate, and maybe we can go there for a few days. There's always Canada. We could stay up there with...
Barbara, not Canada, not the farm. Head straight for Pittsburgh International, okay?
Okay. Pittsburgh. Thank you, Len. Thank you, boys.
Yeah, bring that axe with you, too.
Godspeed out there, Barbara. Keep in touch. We hope you and Bill will be okay, but let us know. Okay, well, that was quite intense. How about we take a quick break, then we'll return to Beyond the Veil with our guests Chief Ross Baker and Josh Ernest.
You have been Beyond the Veil with your host, Len Grover.
Portraiture of overzealous parade intersecting the congregation at point 7. House bells. House bells. All musketeers go on lunch break. Now bees to assist with lunch break. Concatenate mailbag collection. Travel with gum and half and half.
Remove the head, destroy the brain. That seems to be a pretty popular mantra these days.
It is the single best piece of advice I can give right now. Conserving your energy and being as efficient as you can with your movement can and will save your life. Like a living human, these things are controlled through the central nervous system, the brain. Dispatching a threat with as little exertion on your part is vital, because you are going to need all of your energy.
And just to reiterate there, it's remove the head, destroy the brain, listeners.
Right.
It's going on my tombstone. It just is.
Yeah, I think it'll be my next tattoo.
Sure. Well, what other advice do you have here for the folks listening right now?
Well, there are a few things. If you have a firearm, for the love of God, do not use it unless you absolutely have to. There are way too many wannabe Rambos and John Wicks and what have yous out there who are getting themselves killed because they somehow fail to realize that, even though they are dead, the zombies can most definitely hear and see you. If you start firing a weapon, you have just made yourself known to every single threat within a 2-mile radius.
So guns are actually a last resort?
You know, I think they should be, yes. I'm an Army veteran. I love and respect my firearms, but this is not a circumstance in which they are the best option, which may sound crazy to my fellow Americans, but it's true.
Gotcha. I've never been, no disrespect, I don't know if you keep up with me on social media.
Not really.
But if you do, you'll know I've never been a huge fan of guns myself, so it's kind of a relief that the neighborhood doesn't necessarily need to turn into the OK Corral anytime soon. Alright, is there anything else that folks should keep in mind out there?
I want to say, Lynn, one of the most important things is to always be on the move. If you are anywhere in the continental U.S., Europe, Asia, Africa, wherever, if you think you can fortify in place and hold out while this whole thing blows over, you are out of your mind and destined to die. If not by the zombies, from starvation, dehydration, infection, or any number of the things that kill people all the time, even before all this. Your best bet is to keep moving. If you are in a position to reach an evacuation area, do so as soon as possible. Between the Department of Defense and the private sector, there are plenty. Head as north as you can. If you can get to Canada, great, great, great. That is a start.
So people shouldn't shelter in place at all?
Not unless you have absolutely no choice.
What if you have a family member who is unable to move or be transported?
Well, it's a mandatory. Look, I see what you're saying, and that's a decision that each person, each family will need to make for themselves.
I see. Well, Colonel, I think you can rest assured you've saved many lives with this information, most likely. Now, before you go, can you tell us a bit about how things are in Iceland?
Great. Well, I'm currently at Echo site in Camp Keflavik. We have 5 sites set up, starting with Alpha, which is the main airport terminal here at Keflavik International. We have about 25,000 people here in Echo, and the others are set up to almost 50,000 people. Needless to say, this has put a major strain on our resources. But the Icelandic government has been amazing partners to work with, and they have been incredibly supportive of all of our efforts. We're a growing community, of course. Between the military presence and the refugees, I think we have effectively quadrupled Iceland. Echo, to give a quick shout out to the folks in the Airlift Mobility Command and the Special Forces operators who are instrumental in constantly securing vital supplies for everyone here.
Yeah, I'd like to echo that. Great job to the Airlift Command. All right, thank you so much for your time today, Colonel, and
For everything that you're doing to get people safe.
Thank you for having me on, man.
All right, up next we'll... So I'm gonna have a little break first, and make sure you stick around for that.
You have seen Beyond the Veil with Len Grover.
Sequence 2601 2601 2601. Sorcery, Sovereign, Vignette number 9. Apropos, the nearby farmyard, the in-laws. Suggest, attending, ongoing wedding at farmyard. Cardinal, suggests, conditions, too foggy, eats, seen nearby. I implore you, complete your chores. Dispatch, Iron Lung, with marching band, chain linked to cats and dogs.
2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1232. There are tidings of potential intrusion in Cicerate Point 294. Unfortunately, our slow cousins will intersect with the alchemical gnosis in Farmyard. To wit, detailed portraiture is required from all musketeers. Stanza 0, 7, 0, 4, 0, 7, 0, 4, 0704 insufficient. Arms for point 18. The Queen needs a picnic. Here we need a benefaction. Ask woodsman before downpour begins.